Okay, students, we have to start today P block elements because according to the JEE mains, NEET, and if we consider the IPE, the P block elements was the most important topic. Okay, all the group elements. So already we have studied S block elements in the first year, and among of the P block elements, two groups we have learned, that is 13th group and another one is the 14th group. Here in inorganic chemistry, we are starting with the P block elements. So already we know the definition. What the definition is that if the differentiating electron enter into the p orbital, they are called as a P block elements. For example, here look at beryllium 1s2 2s2, boron 1s2 2s2 2p1. That means here the last electron here entering to the p orbital. Such elements are known as a P block elements. If the last electron enter into the p orbital, such elements are known as a P block elements. Last electron. So here the P block elements totally contain 6 groups. They are 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, and last one is the 18th. So about the 13th and 14th, you are studied at a first year. You have studied at a first year about the 13th and 14th. Now we have to take complete study of the 15th, 16th, 17th and 18th group separately in the second year. So now we are start with the 15th group elements. So now we are starting P block elements. In that P block element, the sub concept was a 15th group elements. In the earlier days, the 15th group elements are called as a 50A group. But now in modern days, they are called as only 15th group elements. So what are the 15th group elements? The 15th group elements was nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, and bismuth. These are the these 5 elements are belongs to the 15th group elements. So here nitrogen is generally indicated with the first letter, that is N. Here phosphorus indicated by P and arsenic indicated by AS. Antimony, bismuth, antimony indicated as SB. Why sir? We are taking a first letter here, so first letter here we are taking AS. Okay sir. Why we are taking antimony as SB? Because the antimony Latin name was stibine. Due to this Latin name stibine, the antimony is indicated by SB. Bismuth is indicated by Bi. Now comes to the atomic numbers. Here the atomic number was 7, 15, 33, 51, 83. Sir, how we have to remember this? This is simple amma. Here nitrogen belongs to second period, it is third period, it is fourth period, it is fifth period, it is sixth period. So second nitrogen already you know the up to 20 elements. So there is no problem in the remembering the atomic number of nitrogen and phosphorus. Even though nitrogen atomic number is 7, then you go for how many elements belongs to third period? EI. 7 plus 8, 15. Next, 15 to 33. That means fourth period. Fourth period belongs to how many elements? 18. 15 plus 18, 33. Fifth period also belongs to 18 elements. 33 plus 18, 51. Sixth period belongs to 32 elements. 51 plus 32 is 83. Then comes to the general electronic configuration. Here helium 2s2 2p3. Here neon 3s2 3p3. Here argon 4s2 4p3. Sorry, 3d10 4s2 4p3. Here krypton 4d10 5s2 5p3. Here xenon 4f14 5d10 6s2 6p3. So this is the electronic configuration of our 15th group elements. So when compared to the general electronic configuration, outermost general electronic configuration was, look at here the outermost orbit 2s2 2p3, 3s2 3p3, 4s2 4p, 5s 5p, 6s and 6p. That means the common we are observing here s2p3, 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 s2p3. Okay, I am writing here s2p3. And here numbering it changes. The number, we can't say the number, we have to say a orbit. What? Orbit. So here orbits are changing. So here second orbit, here third orbit, here fourth, here fifth and here sixth. So orbit it changes. Generally we are represent the orbit by n. So the general electronic configuration was ns2 np3. Remember, this is a very important, you have to remember, because by this we will learn the oxidation numbers, we will learn the chemical properties, we will learn the structures of the compounds which are formed by the 15th group elements. Everything we will learn on the concept of the outermost general electronic configuration is ns2 np3. Here that means s orbital contains 2 electrons, p orbital contains 3 electrons. Okay, this is the general electronic configuration of a 15th group elements. Now we are moving towards to the physical properties, periodic properties. So when it comes to the periodic properties, so what are periodic properties? Which are repeat in the regular intervals in the periodic table, they are called as a periodic properties, such as atomic size, ionization potential, electronegativity. Okay, these are metallic and non-metallic nature. Metallic nature. Okay, these are the physical properties. So here atomic size, generally we know the atomic size in groups on moving from the top to bottom, the atomic sizes increases. The atomic sizes increases. Why? Means the number of orbits are increasing. Here 2 orbits, here 3, here 4, here 5 and here 6. That's why the number of orbits are increasing. So automatically atomic size increases. As atomic size increases, ionization potential values decreases and electronegative values also decreases. As atomic size increases, the metallic nature increases and non-metallic nature decreases. What? I repeat the same thing. As atomic size increases, metallic nature increases, non-metallic nature decreases. So when compared to these elements, According to that statement, what is that statement? What is that statement? Atomic size increases, metallic character increases, non-metallic character decreases. So metallic character increases means in this group on we are moving top to bottom, metallic character is increases, non-metallic character decreases. That means here nitrogen, phosphorus are non-metals. Nitrogen, phosphorus are non-metals, and arsenic, antimony are metalloids, and bismuth was metal. Bismuth was metal. Here nitrogen, phosphorus are non-metals, arsenic, antimony was metalloids, and bismuth was metal. These are about the metallic characters. Now comes to the oxidation numbers. So while we are learning about the oxidation number, can anyone say what is the oxidation number definition? Generally we say that the oxidation number definition is the number of electrons are involved in the chemical bond, either maybe in the ionic bond or either maybe in the covalent bond. Simply we can say that the number of electrons of an atom which donates or accept or sharing. Generally if you put this statement in your mind, it is easily to learn the oxidation number. So each and every element try to get the stability. They are participated in the chemical reactions. So in how many ways they are get the stability? In 3 ways. Each and everyone says that they have the octet configuration. If the element has 8 electrons in their outermost orbit, they have stability. Okay, first one is a 8 electrons. Second one is a pseudo-electronic configuration. That means 18 electrons if an atom has in their outermost orbit, it has a stability. Third one is a inner electron pair effect. Inner electron pair effect. That means the outermost NS2 electrons are not participated in the chemical reactions. They have the stability. So according to these 3 rules, any atom is try to get the stability. So here come to the oxidation number of these elements. They have the outermost electron configuration is Ns2 Np3. That means how many electrons they have in outermost orbit? 5. Comes to the first step. So if 8 electrons they have the stability. But here how many electrons they have? 5. So how many electrons they required again? 3. So they have to gain the 3 electrons. If they gain the 3 electron, then the oxidation number was -3. Very good. Next, come to the third point. What is that? Inert electron pair effect. But means last Ns2 electrons are chemically inert. That means by losing these 3 electrons of each element, they have only Ns2 electrons. That means by losing of 3 electrons, they get a +3 oxidation state. And according to the first rule and second rule, when compared to these elements, the first rule, they have the 8 electrons in their outermost orbit. Come to these 3 elements. These 3 elements, they have the pseudo-electronic configuration. What is the pseudo-electron configuration? If they have 18 electrons, they have the stability. So for the 18 electrons, they will lose the 2 plus 3, 5 electrons. That means they shows +5 oxidation number. That means generally the 15th group elements are shows -3, +3, +5 oxidation numbers. -3 means by losing this, by gaining of 3 electrons, they get octet configuration. +3 means by losing these 3 electrons, they get a Ns2 electronic configuration. +5 means by losing these 5 electrons, they get a octet configuration or pseudo-electronic configuration, they get the stability. That means these elements of 15th group element, by sharing of or by gaining of my 3 electrons or 5 electrons, they get the stability. That means they form the compounds. Okay, right. So the 15th group element general oxidation numbers was -3, +3, +5. Among of these 15th group elements, nitrogen not forms +5 oxidation number. Not forms a +5 oxidation number. That means it never loses a 5 electrons. Why? Because of due to lack of D and F orbitals. That means it doesn't have the D and F orbitals. It does not exist in the +5 oxidation number. Okay, I repeat what we discussed up to here. Just we are learning here P block elements. In that P block elements, we are learning 15th group elements. What I say, the nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth are 15th group elements, and the general electronic configuration was NS2 NP3. Okay, so physical properties according to our periodic properties chapter, atomic size increases, ionization potential values decreases, electronegative values also decreases. The metallic character also increases. So nitrogen, phosphorus are non-metals, arsenic, antimony are metalloids, bismuth was metal. So come to the oxidation numbers. This shows -3, +3, +5 oxidation numbers. Among of these, nitrogen does not show the +5 oxidation number because of lack of D and F orbitals. Why these are shows the different type of oxidation number means according to these 3 rules they get the stability. Now I am freezing it. Now I am moving towards to the oxidation numbers continuation topic. So here nitrogen, it does not exist the +5 oxidation numbers, we know that. So here in +3, +5 oxidation state, in +3 oxidation state, from nitrogen to bismuth, in +3 oxidation state, from nitrogen to bismuth, stability decreases, and in +5 oxidation state, from nitrogen to bismuth, stability increases. In +3 oxidation state, nitrogen to bismuth, the stability decreases, and in +5 oxidation state, from nitrogen to bismuth, the stability increases. Why means again the same reason, due to inert electron pair effect. Okay, due to this reason, the +3 oxidation stability is decreases and +5 oxidation stability was increases. Next topic, atomicity. Atomicity. What is the meaning of atomicity? The number of atoms of a element present in its molecule is called its atomicity. The number of atoms exist in a molecule is called as atomicity. The number of atoms in a molecule. The number of atoms in a molecule is called as atomicity. So here nitrogen is diatomic molecule. That means it contains only 2 atoms in the nitrogen molecule. Next, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony are tetraatomic molecule. Tetraatomic molecules. Here bismuth was monoatomic molecule. Bismuth was a monoatomic molecule. That means it exists only one atom in the bismuth molecule. So here why the nitrogen is exist as a diatomic molecule? Why phosphorus, arsenic, antimony are exist as a triatomic molecule? By taking of simple one example, we will learn that. The question was like these comes in IP: nitrogen diatomic molecule but phosphorus tetraatomic. Why? Phosphorus tetraatomic molecule. Why? Look at here. Compared to the nitrogen phosphorus, nitrogen what is electron configuration? 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. That means it contains only 2 orbits. The phosphorus contains 3 orbits. So here the atomic size of nitrogen is very less. So there exists atomic size of nitrogen. First is the atomic size of nitrogen less. Second thing, electronegativity of nitrogen is more. Here the atomic size of nitrogen is less and electronegativity of nitrogen is more. So due to this, the having of less atomic size and having of high electronegativity, nitrogen p orbitals are partially overlaps. They overlaps partially and forms a pi bonds. So like this. But in phosphorus, compared to the nitrogen, the phosphorus has more atomic size. Second one is phosphorus has less electronegativity. Phosphorus has less electronegativity. So there is no partial overlapping of p orbitals are not exist. Partially overlapping of p orbitals are not exist here. Overlap of p orbitals not exist. Here partially overlap of p orbitals exist. Due to this reason, the nitrogen is a diatomic molecule and phosphorus is a tetraatomic molecule. We can apply the same reason for arsenic, antimony also. So if the question comes like nitrogen is diatomic molecule but arsenic is a tetraatomic molecule, why? Again we have to, in place of phosphorus we can substitute the arsenic. If we ask stibine, then we can also substitute the stibine. Sir, what about the bismuth? Okay, sir, we are understood up to here. You are saying the nitrogen has a less atomic size and more electronegativity. Due to that, the partially overlapping is occurring. Here, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony have big atomic size than the nitrogen. So, partially overlapping is not occurs. But what about the bismuth? If at least it will be forms a tetraatomic molecule as like these three elements, but it is giving here only monoatomic. Why? Because compared to all the nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth has a large atomic size. So it never forms. If it forms a bond, the bond easily breakable. That's why the bismuth is a monoatomic molecule. It is a, we can say that it is a big atomic size. It has a big atomic size. That's why it forms only monoatomic molecule. Comes to the reactivity. Here, among of the 15th group elements, at room temperature, RT means room temperature. At room temperature, nitrogen is inert. Why? At room temperature, nitrogen is inert. Why? Okay, come to here. What you are observing here? The 3 bonds are exist between the 2 nitrogen atoms. Because of small atomic size, high electronegativity, it forms 2 pi bonds and 1 single bond. So 3 bonds are there, and to break that bond, we require 945.45 kilojoules per mole energy. To break that bond, we require 945.45 kilojoules more energy. So that's why nitrogen is inert at a room temperature. At that room temperature, that much of energy is not will be supplied. So nitrogen is inert at a room temperature, remaining all are reactive at a room temperature. So once again, I repeat what we discussed, what we have on the blackboard. So in the oxidation state, we learn that the 15th group element shows +3, +5, -3 oxidation state. So among of that, in +3, from the top to bottom, stability decreases, and in +5, from top to bottom, stability increases due to the inner electron pair effect. Next, atomicity. In the atomicity, the nitrogen has diatomic, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony are tetratomic, bismuth was a monoatomic. Why the nitrogen is a diatomic? Why the nitrogen is diatomic, but phosphorus or arsenic or antimony are tetratomic? Here, compared to the atomic sizes of these 2 elements, the nitrogen has a atomic size is very less, and electronegativity of nitrogen is more. Due to that, their partially overlapping of p orbitals exist. But the partially overlapping of p orbital is not exist in phosphorus because it has more atomic size than nitrogen, and there is a less electronegativity than the nitrogen. That's why these are the phosphorus, arsenic, antimony are the tetratomic molecule, and nitrogen was a diatomic molecule. So when come to the reactivity, here nitrogen is inert at the room temperature. Why the nitrogen is in the room temperature means nitrogen exists a triple bond between the 2 molecules. To break the triple bonds, we require 945.45 kilojoules per mole energy. That much of energy is not supplied. We are not supplied to nitrogen at room temperature. That's why nitrogen is inert at a room temperature. Next, allotropic forms. What is the meaning of allotropic? Allotropic means, everyone knows, but just I am recalling because of the lag down, will get some distance with the books. That's why simple definition also I repeat. Okay. So what is the meaning of allotropy? Allotropies means same chemical properties but differ physical properties of an element. Same chemical properties but differ in a physical properties of an element. Such forms are called as allotropic forms. So here also these elements shows the allotropic forms. The nitrogen shows mainly allotropic forms alpha nitrogen and beta nitrogen. Alpha nitrogen and beta nitrogen. Here phosphorus shows white phosphorus, red phosphorus, alpha black phosphorus, beta black phosphorus. White phosphorus, red phosphorus, alpha black phosphorus, beta black. So here come to the nitrogen. Come to the phosphorus. It shows the white phosphorus and red phosphorus. Among of these four phosphorus, the white phosphorus is more reactive. Compared to the all other phosphorus. Why? Why the white phosphorus is more reactive? What we know that phosphorus is a tetraatomic molecule. So white phosphorus contains, the structure is like these. The white phosphorus contains the structure like this. But the red phosphorus contains the structure like these. Like this. That means when compared to the two structures, by observing the two structures, everyone is easily say the answer. What is that? Here in the white phosphorus only P4 units are present. Sir, in red phosphorus also P4 units are present. Very good. But in red phosphorus the P4 units are present, but they are polymeric. That means they are making a covalent bond between the two P4 units. Due to forming of covalent bond between the two P4 units, red phosphorus is less reactive than the white phosphorus. Because of forming only one P4 unit exists in the white phosphorus, that's why white phosphorus is more reactive. Not only reactive, it is a very poisonous than the red phosphorus. Okay. So these are the allotropic forms of phosphorus. Last and final topic today, that is hydrates of 15th group elements. Hydrates of 15th group elements. Okay, we will discuss it on next class. Okay students, thank you.